business. No, it isn't, Cassie Lynn. I'd like to raise a few issues. Stay work on what's that time?
Holy shit! God damn it, we're putting so fucking funny.
I got my tongue stuck in a printing press.
Your tongue got stuck in a printing press!
Can you believe it? As I was saying, we need to elect
Wait a
representative.
second. What the fuck do you guys want? Can't you see I'm having my day off? I already reviewed Beastly. I already went to MagFest. I mean, I guess we could do another review. I mean, it's not like... Shit! God damn it! Oh no, what a mess. Wait a second. Green Bay lost to New York? What? We're not going to the Super Bowl. Gas is going to skyrocket to $5 a gallon in the summer. Oh, shit! Hey, what do you know? It's Doom 3, guys. Maybe this won't be such a bad review. I mean, it's not like... I guess y'all won't always hate me, but, Doom may be one of the biggest insults in film history. While the simple name recognition promised millions of marketing and keeping the fat Hollywood producers in the biz, it's also a total ass rape of one of the best first-person shooters in gaming history. I mean, everything was wrong! From the script to the crummy casting to the horrible CGI-looking baby monsters. Was this all needed? I mean, was a Doom movie really needed to be released? In the case of Uwe Boll, this would be a yes. But this is Andrzej Bachrach. He should have fucking known better. I mean, the man is a cinematographer. He made some pretty decent films. Films such as Speed, The Devil's Advocate, and maybe one of the greatest courtroom dramas ever, The Verdict.
And we doubt the law. But today you are the law. You are the law. Not some book, not the lawyers, not a marble statue, or the trappings of the court.
Yes, this man worked with fucking Paul Newman. You'd expect for him to know better. But what you didn't know is that through his sweet Polish persona, he was just a stupid fucking hick that likes seeing shit blow up. I mean, he ripped everything that he learned about cinematography and said, eh, fuck that, I can do better. Some 2000s Romeo Must Die, you remember that movie, of course. It had... What's his name? DMX, yeah. And the other movie, Cradle to the Grave. You know, because it had a 2, because it was hip. This also starred DMX. I admit I was quite surprised that Doom did not have DMX. But by 2005, I suppose Where the Hood At doesn't cut it anymore. I guess everybody was done partying up in there. So how did a semi-talented cinematographer fall into the corrupt world of manufactured cock-sucking films, starring failed rappers? The world may never know, but I'm sure it had to do with the hookers and cocaine with Daniel Baldwin. Or it might be the simple fact that he is scared about growing up, and being an old fuck like Clint Eastwood or Paul Newman wouldn't cut it out for him. I mean, they didn't work out so well, right? Right? Well, maybe I'm digging into this maybe a bit too much. But the sad fact remains, this is not Doom by Uwe Boll, but a once talented artist who once took pride in his work. This is nothing more but a disgraceful bowel movement I have after eating Jamaican food. I understand you're trying to appeal to the masses with your drawn out story, But for fuck's sake, the audience that you should have been worried about and catered to was the FPS fanboys. Even during the time frame, nostalgic gamers were upset about the idea. So Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is now taking the power armor as Sarge. Yes, the man who played the ever-forgettable retarded brother of Conan the Barbarian, who escaped to Witch Mountain, is playing the die-hard space marine that closed the very gates of hell. What a great casting choice. Johnson would later regret this film and return to the likes of The Tooth Fairy and the ever-pretentious Southland Tales. He's partied up with a ragtag group of nobodies from the likes of Carl... Wait, what? Carl Urban? What, did you escape Rohan, man? My god, what have you done to yourself? You're fucking AMR! This might not have been out of the blue or Pathfinder, but shit, lucky for him, he redeemed himself when J.J. Abrams resuscitated his acting career. He plays the classic flawed character who's pretty much whimpers and bitches throughout the majority of the movie. But sadly for Ben Daniels, Razika Dottie, and Richard Brake, this was about the end of their short-lived acting lives. Collectively, the entire cast is a failed attempt to create one singular being. Dwayne, for the majority of the time, grunts and is the macho man, holds the gun up in the air even when there is no threat around, and he acts like a dumbass. Carl Urban and Ben Daniels are supposed to be the complexity that gives Sarge more character, such as Carl Urban has a backstory about his family getting killed on Mars through some cave-in or something. It's never really explained, except for a 2-minute moment between the gritty black darkness, nothing going on. But that's never really explored, and it's just completely forgotten by the end of the film. The Mars location is also almost outdated as the early 90s Doom installment. For a man who specialized in a way a movie looks, this shit looks like a motherfucking laser tag Chuck E. Cheese baby bullshit. It's not as hideous as Battlefield Earth, but it's still pretty fucking ugly. I will admit some of the monsters look convincing, but decent looking monsters isn't an invention anymore. It's all been done. So whatever brownie points I could have given this movie has been thrown out the fucking window. Oh my god. That shouldn't be funny. But it totally is. Did they weld a segue to this guy? No, your name's not Pinky. No. Shut the fuck up. I think the fact ID overlooked the whole project was a fucking insult. I mean, BFG means big fucking gun, Sarge. Sarge? So apparently the whole hell aspect is thrown out the window. Instead of sticking to some lame brain fight with the devil and try to throw some superhuman plot in, apparently aliens were in the Mars and they were a race of freaks that had uber superpowers. That being said, they're all totally dead now. His plot is never really shelled out. So the lame brain fight with the hell is no less intelligent than some hack job science genetic bullshit.
She's got 24 pairs of chromosomes.
Humans only have 23.
But what does the extra pair do?
Makes her superhuman. The extra
24 chromosomes? Shit, some animals have more than that. Do bears and chickens seem genetically superior? A fucking fern has over 1,200, so the plot makes no sense. The only people that would fall for such bullshit have already pissed themselves from laughing at Adam Sandler's preview before the movie started. Jesus, why do people in these movies waste their time writing shit on the walls? I mean, really. And for the majority of the film, it's just a Resident Evil carbon copy. Everything is too dark, you don't see anything, not that you want to see the environment. The whole action scenes are completely uninteresting, to say the least. In fact, I thought it was one of the hardest films to watch simply because of how boring it was. Aside from a few unintentionally funny scenes, this movie blows at all levels of entertainment, which could explain the damning box office results. I think majority of the people that saw this were simply hyped for the first-person camera gunplay, but this is infrequent, poorly executed, and simply nauseating. The only thing that I can say that was enjoyable was the cheesy UFC pit fight between some black guy and a Hell Knight. This is fucking stupid. We later find out that Hell has a higher theme, that Mars itself is Hell. So they say, fuck that. Corporations are bad and using aliens' DNA to make weapons. Blah, 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 blah. We've heard all this shit before. What the hell happened to my game? And for nearly 50 minutes, you're wrapped up in this endless wave of bullshit. They eventually find out that everyone is not infected, but Dwayne goes off the deep end and systematically annihilates everyone like a good typical Marine. Good call, Sarge.
You're bleeding to death.
Blah, blah, blah. Carl Urban dies and is reborn with the power of Jesus' blood. And we go through the whole House of the Dead rail shooting montage that's only a little interesting. Sadly, by now, you'd be asleep. This makes more like some shitty 3D moving ride at some amusement park than an actual movie. Except less of the thrill, but equally as nauseating. The scene itself becomes a cheesy farce that makes you wish you were playing the game instead of watching a weak reimagining of it. So Sarge finally falls to his pathetic psychopathic ways and attempts to kill the remainder of his friends. Carl Urban blows up half of Mars, and the movie ends in a shitty action film way. The end. So what good thing can I say about the movie? Well, aside from a few weak laughs, nothing much. This movie is extremely tedious, boring, and feels endless. I mean, God, 3/4 of this movie's in fucking pitch black! And that's not a good thing when it's shadowed by crappy blue neon lights that they bought at Spencer's a week before shooting. It's a good thing this movie flopped. ID finally said, fuck it, there will never be a Quake movie. We've been spared. I can only hope that it's just one of those bad ideas that stays bad and is never picked up again. So, I really don't know what else to say about this movie. It was a pretty boring, pretty tedious, pretty straightforward movie. And there's nothing really funny about it, so even if you're going to watch a bad movie just for the sake of shits and giggles, I would completely skip this movie. It's just too fucking boring. And they just get everything wrong! Well, in a light sense, thanks for watching. This has been Tyler Lee with Ron Reviews, and I can only imagine what else I'm going to have to watch soon. So until then, sayonara, bitches!